Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I just ordered some new slicks for the Poop Coupe, and I thought that I only got one tire, and then I looked, I was like, what in the hell? My tire's cut in half. Yeah, maybe y'all have seen this. I've never seen tires shipped this way, but whatever, I guess so. Surprise, surprise, guys, we've got some new tires for the Poop Coupe, some new slicks. So what we have here is a stiff wall 26-10-15. Those are 28s, and they're not going to fit on the Poop Coupe too well because it is so low, and we are shooting for a little bit of separation, so I do want the car to sit low in the back. So anyway, with that being said, here's our new tires. We're going to go get these things popped on. We'll see what they look like. This is the Poop Coupe. That's what we got to do, right? We got a white ass hood that don't match. So I'm going to take a little bit of this red oxide primer, spray over it. Y'all don't worry, it's primer. So if we do decide to put this back on the Calypso, it's just primer. We can just sand it, so no issue here, right? There again, I try to look at this like I'm 16 or, you know, just young, don't have a lot of extra cash. What would be the easiest way to make this hood kind of match? Well, this would be the easiest way. Guys, don't overthink it. Just have fun with your projects, okay? Especially something like this. We've got some new wheels on the car. We'll show you guys that in a few minutes, and a couple other things as well. There's not going to be enough to do the other side. I'm going to have to go back and get another can, but we'll let this dry down and we'll just kind of step back and look at it. Actually, we'll probably wait, get one more can of this, finish up the hood, and we'll back this thing out and show you guys the new wheels and the slicks. Look at all his overspray. So don't worry, this cow's all busted up, so I'm not too worried about all that stuff. But this is how you get work done on something like this, right? You gotta stay motivated. So let me go ahead. I want you to, so you guys have not really heard the carburetor, like how good this thing transitions from primary to secondary. This isn't like, it's a stock engine, guys, so it's not gonna do anything crazy. But I do want you to hear how smooth it is in between transitions. That's all the way to the floor, y'all. Perfectly smooth, no hiccups, no nothing. Look what we got going on in here, y'all. We got a laptop in the Poop Coupe. I don't know if you can see it over there, but yes, this car now has a Mega Squirt in it. Why are we doing that? Well, this is going to be a nitrous car, and we need to be able to control timing. So I had a Mega Squirt on the shelf, and we're just going to try this out. I know it'll work. I just know it will. Obviously, it'll run off of it. A Mega Squirt operates off of a map sensor. It has a built-in map sensor. All you have to do is get vacuum or boost over to the map sensor, and now this thing will read RPM and KPA and all that. So with that being said, hopefully we can do a table switch when we arm the nitrous and go to a different table, which would have lower timing. But we'll talk about all that here in a few minutes. I got to go charge this laptop up. It's dead. We had another issue with the car, and that was the alternator not charging. Now, when I got this cluster from Edgar told me that the cluster would not charge because it has a diode in there, if you guys don't know, a resistor. And it's a 500 ohm resistor. He said, without that resistor, it won't work. Well, I put a new resistor in it. It still didn't charge. I said, shit, I must have done something wrong. So I put a 3G alternator on it that I had laying around. Still wouldn't charge. I said, I have messed something up, right? Long story short, it was just a bad alternator. So we got a new 3G alternator on the car now. So that'll help with these electric fans. Their car is idling great. As soon as this computer charges, I'll come back out and I'll show you guys the Mega Squirt. But for right now, I'll give you a quick run through of the car, where we're at with it, how we got it running like we do, and what else is in store for this car. Check this out though. Here's something that you guys have not seen yet. You want to talk about blow-by? This car has got serious blow-by. I think we've got a stuck ring or two. There's something going on because this thing did not have that kind of blow-by in the, well, where's it at? Right there, in the 1K Fox. If you guys don't know, that used to be the 1K Fox that John owned, and then I bought it from him, and then we turned it into the carbon Fox. Anyway, this engine was in that car when John bought it. It didn't have this much blow-by back then, but it is what it is. We're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna run the shit out of it. We're probably gonna spray it just like it is. All right, so let's just walk around and listen to it. Did some more work on the rear fender. I'm trying to not replace that whole rear quarter there. So we beat and banged on it and got it out off the tire. So we may be able to save that rear quarter with some filler. Anyway, the car can sit here now and idle. Shouldn't have any issues, should not overheat. Last time you saw the car, it had most of the interior in it, but I've had to pull a lot of it out trying to search for issues. But as you can see, the car is now charging. She runs so good. Quick. Yeah, it is. It's real quick. I just can't believe it. And it's so quiet, y'all. You can hear the fans over the exhaust of the car. I'm gonna let it run for a while just to verify that we don't have any issues. As far as the blow-by goes, we're just gonna have to do a catch can setup on it and just deal with it. I don't know what else to do. All right, so we do have some tire rubbing, as you guys could imagine. I mean, this thing was pretty much slammed, right? If you look real close, you can see where the tire was rubbing right there, so we don't want to drive this thing like this. Definitely don't want to race it. So here's the situation inside. Basically, as you can see, it's rubbing up top. We just don't have enough wheel well to tuck this thing like I want to tuck it. So we are going to go in and massage that a little bit, basically hit this inner lip here. Let me show you guys something in case you're wondering. All right, so you got an issue like this and you look at the fender and you say, okay, so basically right about here and up, it's starting to touch, right? So if you look at that, right about here, and then it's starting to touch up here. Okay, so you wonder, you know, are these two pieces of metal exactly the same? Like if I hit this, is it gonna dip my outer fender? So let's look at it over here. We got a perfect piece as an example. Above here is where it's rubbing. So let's look at that. We've got quite a bit of room in there, guys, that we can kind of beat and bang and kind of get some more room here. So now this is the Poop Coupe, so if we beat and bang on it and it dents the outer, you know, fender out here, it's not the end of the world, right? But before we do that, I got something else to show you. I got another order in from LMR. I had to have some shit for the Poop Coupe. So let's go over what we got and let's talk about the game plan with this thing. As you can see, we got some seat belts here. Now, I know, right? Nobody likes to buy seat belts, but when you got to have them, guys, you gotta have them. This car has no seat belts. I don't have any to take out of another car to put in it, so yeah, I had to bite the bullet and buy these. Now here's what I want you to show you on your seatbelt stuff from LMR. This is kind of all the packaging here that comes with the seatbelt. So you got your seatbelts. They even send you with Torx bits, which is awesome because they know most people don't have these, or I can't ever find mine at least. Plugs and all your sheaths here. So pretty cool, right? These things are not cheap, but look at what goes into this. Now you're paying for some nice quality stuff, y'all. I mean, this is like factory shit here. So ours just, I don't know what the deal was with it, but you could turn it off and the damn thing will just come on automatically by itself. So I don't know what the issue is with that. Over here, we've got some UPR double adjustable uppers, and I forgot to order the damn bushings here. So we're gonna be running stock bushings for right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and install these things so we can get the pinion angle right on the car. We probably won't set pinion angle today, but I'm gonna go ahead and get them on there. This is the easy part. Installing these right here, nothing to it. This is the fun part. I'm gonna go ahead and get to work, and I'll catch you guys in a minute. We've got our upper control arms off the car, and I want to show you guys probably something that you already know, but that's how to adjust these out. The best way to adjust it is to take your control arm and put a bolt through it, your old one. All right, go ahead and line that up. Then come through on your other one and put this in. All right, what you want to do now is go ahead and lock everything down because you've got it where you need it. All right, and that's going to be your stock length. So why does it matter? Why is it so important to get the stock length? Even if you're going to be setting your pinion angle, right? And you're going to adjust all this stuff out. Why is it important to do this? Well, it's because you don't want to start with everything off center. You want to start with everything in the exact position. The main thing that this does is put the rear end in the exact configuration that it was in before you pulled these out. And then once they're both even and the exact same length, then you can start to turn them to adjust pinion angle or side to side or whatever you need to do on your rear end. So that's why it's super important that you go ahead and set everything up to match first. We got everything in place. She's looking good. So from here, once we lock the bolts down, what we'll do is go ahead and start working on our pinion angle. Now, I don't have a drive-on lift or a 4-post lift, so it makes it kind of hard, but you can do this on the floor, or you can always set the car up on some blocks or whatever you need to do. Just make sure that the wheels are on the ground or this thing is loaded up like it needs to be if it's on the ground. But with all that being said, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and tighten everything down. And one thing that I do need to do on this car is adjust side to side. The rear end was sitting too far this way, so it's probably going to be like a half a flat. So if you guys don't know, you adjust these things, or I guess a good rule of thumb at least is to adjust a flat at a time. So see how this is flat up top? You would twist it until you get to another flat. So that's kind of how that works. Anyway, I'll probably adjust one flat at a time and see if we can't get this rear end to center back up. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that, guys, and then I'll show you what it all looks like when it's all said and done. Here's the car running off of the Mega Squirt, and I'm gonna show you right here. We'll change the timing to 30 degrees at idle. And the car instantly idles up. Change it again to, let's just say 10 degrees. And then the car changes tones as well. So at this point, the only thing that I use the timing for at idle is just to get a sound that I like, because the car is immediately going to go into these other tables. These other cells here. So watch, as soon as I touch the throttle, see? So this car usually likes about 13 degrees of timing at idle. 13 degrees, enter, burn. There it is. That's the difference that timing makes on these cars as far as how they sound, how they run. Also, I got the seat belts in the car, so these ones from LMR worked out really good. Right now, I only have one in. Got my dash back together. I got my new steering wheel, well, old steering wheel, out of the retro box. I do want you guys to notice just how quiet this thing is up front, other than the fans. Listen how quiet that is. The little engine just smooth as it can be. It's just got a ton of blow-by. Look at the blow-by coming out right here. As you can hear, we have another broken exhaust hanger, so I'm gonna have to work on that, get that thing fixed up. But so I think I'm gonna do a series on the car where we talk about all the tools and things that I have in my shop that I use on a daily basis when it comes to building one of these cars or working on them. And trust me, there are a few that you really need if you're going to be successful in building one of these cars. So I think that's a series that we're going to do. Also like an EDC type thing, like, you know, what do I carry in my pocket, what kind of lights, what kind of knives, things like that, because it all plays into these Mustangs, into these cars. If you're going to be working on these things, all this stuff you carry around with you can really benefit you in the long run. So Poop Coupe's coming around. We've only got 2 weeks as of this video right now until the LMR cruise in. So got a lot of work left to do. Catch you guys in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.